How is it going, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to a brand new video here on the channel. Today we are talking UFC 288, Aljamain Sterling versus Henry Cejudo. My god, what a fight. What a card we got to talk about. I'm looking forward to these fights I'm so excited for these fights in New Jersey. Prudential Center this Saturday night. What more do I have to say? Let's get straight into these fights and my predictions for the fight. But before we get into that, I have a huge announcement to make, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, this channel is live and ready to roll on Rumble as well as YouTube. The same content you find here on my YouTube channel, you can also find in the link in the description down below to my Rumble channel. Just click the link down below, hit that follow button, go check out the videos if you haven't seen them on my YouTube already. The same stuff that'll be on my YouTube channel will be on my Rumble channel, so if you guys enjoy what's on there, make sure you check out the Rumble channel as well if you're looking for a different platform. But thank you for listening to my announcement about my Rumble channel. Make sure to follow in the link in the description down below. But let's get into predicting UFC 288, Aljamain Sterling versus Henry Cejudo. Now you get to know why I'm excited for this card. Fight number 1 of the pay-per-view, Charles Jourdain versus Kron Gracie. Woo, baby. Talk about fireworks. I see this as a good striker versus grappler match, but both guys have hands. They're ready to throw down at any given moment. They're not going to back down from the other fighter, which leaves me so excited for this fight. This is Kron Gracie's first fight since 2019, if I'm not mistaken. And Charles Jourdain has been pretty active amongst, is it lightweight or featherweight? One or the other. But he's been, point of the matter is Charles Jourdain has been very active. He's got wins over some good guys. I mean, he's had his ups and his downs, but he's definitely had a great career so far in the UFC. And I think the active fighter is going to prevail in this fight. I'm going to take Charles Jourdain by... Oh, I could see this one ending late. I don't see this fight ending early by any means, but I do think Charles Jourdain will get the win. I have a feeling it's either going to be like a late third round stoppage or a decision, but I'm going to take the decision for Charles Jourdain. Kron Gracie, it's great to have him back, a special part of the Diaz family. I'm very excited to have a special member like that back in the UFC and fighting again, but unfortunately I think this is just a little bit too big of a test for him in his comeback fight, so give me Charles Jourdain to win versus Kron Gracie by decision. Next fight, this is a last minute replacement, so I got my phone out to check the list. It's, what's his name? Movsar Evloev, who is supposed to fight Bryce Mitchell, and he is now fighting Diego Lopez. I'm gonna be honest, I do not know much about Diego Lopez, but what I do know is Movsar Evloev, I think that's how you say his name, is a Dagestani Russian. And you don't want to fight Dagestani Russians in the UFC. Unless your name is Alex Volkanovski, because Alex Volkanovski did take it to Islam Makhachev. But otherwise, avoid the Dagestani boys as much as possible, because chances are you're going to get mauled. Oh my god, this is a good fight on paper, I guess. I mean, I don't know anything about Diego Lopez, but yeah, sure, it's a good fight. Give me good god, I can't say his name for the life of me. Movsar Evloev. Is that, maybe I got it right, maybe I don't know. But I think he's gonna beat Diego Lopez. Let's go by a third round stoppage. By strikes. I don't know if it'll be on the ground or on the feet, but I have a feeling this fight's going to end by strikes. Next fight on the pay-per-view, Jessica Andrade, versus Yan Xiaonan. Good fight. I mean, it's not going to get the most hype in the world. It's like the number 5 versus the number 8 in women's flyweight or something like that, so it's not going to be the most hyped up fight in the world, but yeah, no, I do think this is a pretty good fight on paper. I can see where both fighters have their strengths and weaknesses, because I think, yeah, Yan Xiaonan is known for her output and the speed of her strikes versus Jessica Andrade is more known for power, so which one is going to counteract the other. But if I had to pick this fight personally, it's going to go one or two ways. I think if Andrade gets it to the ground, she's going to have the better of her just because of the weight she can put on Yan Xiaonan, and I just feel like the Brazilians have a better jiu-jitsu game personally. But when it comes to this fight, I have to pick Jessica Andrade. I think this is either going to be one of those ones that is bang, ends in the first round, or just goes to gnarly is a good word, a gnarly little point fight. But if I just see Jessica Andrade being the winner, if it goes both ways of that scenario. So give me Jessica Andrade to win by decision. I think that's the safe pick here. Now another really good fight on this pay-per-view, the co-main event. Belal Muhammad versus Gilbert Burns. Holy God, how much has Gilbert Burns fought recently? That dude is an animal. This is his third fight in 5 months? Because he fought Neil Magny in January, then he fought Masvidal last month, and now he's fighting Belal Muhammad. All the props in the world to Gilbert Burns, man. But let's talk about this fight. I feel like Belal, he's a good striker, he's a good grappler, mainly on the jiu-jitsu and wrestling side of things, but I feel like Belal has all the good weapons, but I feel like if I look at this fight on paper, I just feel like Gilbert Burns has all those weapons, but better. He has more power, he has more striking output, I think he has better jiu-jitsu, and I think he has better wrestling. So, if you're looking at it from that standpoint, I do think this fight will go in the favor of Gilbert Burns, but I do think Belal Muhammad will present Gilbert Burns some challenges, especially if this fight goes all 5 rounds. I shouldn't even say if it goes all 5 rounds, because I feel like Gilbert's got the better cardio too, and because, have we ever seen Belal Muhammad in a 5-round fight other than the Leon Edwards fight, which was a no contest? I don't think we have, so that's new waters for someone like Belal Muhammad, and I think someone as experienced and as deep in the game as Gilbert Burns is, I am going to pick Gilbert Burns to win this fight. How is he going to do it? Oh God, I don't know. How does Gilbert Burns win this fight? Let's say 4th round TKO. That's my pick. I'm gonna go Gilbert Burns 4th round TKO in this fight. Why? I don't really know. That's just what I think's gonna happen. And now for the final fight I will be predicting today, our main event of the evening, Aljamain Funkmaster Sterling versus Henry C Cejudo. Boy, oh boy, oh boy, what a fight this is. Let's start with the challenger, Mr. Cejudo. Coming back after 3 years away, his last fight I think will be just about 3 years to the day, because his fight with Cruz would have been May 9th, something like that, and this fight's on May 6th, so it's pretty much 3 years to the day since Henry Cejudo's last been in the octagon. But think about it this way too. Henry Cejudo has been coaching the whole time. He's been training with some of the best fighters in the world. He's been training with John Jones, Mighty Mouse Johnson, Davison Figueiredo, Yuri Prohaska, who else? Zhang Wei Li. Those are just some of the names that come to mind, and that's going to keep the mind sharp, especially for an athlete who's accomplished and has been through as much as Henry Cejudo has. I mean, the dude's an Olympic gold medalist. I hate to say it 100 times over, but that doesn't come overnight. And to be a 2-time UFC champion in 2 different weight classes and hold two titles simultaneously is not something that happens very often. I think 5 people in history have ever done it, and that is an amazing accomplishment by such a great athlete. The man saved the flyweight division back in 2019 when he beat TJ Dillashaw in 20-some seconds, and God, no, Henry Cejudo is one of the best athletes to ever grace the UFC, in my opinion. He's probably at least top 15 all time at bare minimum. And on the other side of the cage, you have Aljamain Funkmaster Sterling, who is no joke. The only fight you could really say of his, you could say was a joke, was that first fight with Petr Yan. But in that fight, he really drained the gas tank. Petr Yan threw that illegal knee. The fight was over. Sterling won the rematch. It was a close fight, but I thought Sterling won. But yeah, no, Sterling is very good. And what I'm really intrigued to see is how the wrestling goes in this fight, because you have that Olympic style wrestling versus that all-American style wrestling. It's going to be a very interesting battle on the ground. I mean, Aljamain Sterling's got some notable wins. He's also got a win over TJ Dillashaw, technically twice over Petr Yan. The way Aljamain beat Corey Sandhagen too, like, Aljamain is no joke. And people gotta look out, because the Funkmaster is coming. And if he wins this fight too, Aljamain Sterling will have the most title defenses of any bantamweight champion. Think about that for a second. TJ, Cruz, Belal, they never did that. Cejudo never did that. And now Aljamain can do that. But he has to go through arguably the greatest bantamweight and flyweight that's graced the planet in Henry Cejudo. But this fight, it's so close. Like, the bookies have this fight as a pick'em on my sportsbook app. By the way, if you want my picks for this fight and my daily sports betting picks, follow my sports betting account. I'll leave a link in the description. Skylar's Sportsbook on Instagram. I will post all my picks for every single day on my Instagram story, so make sure you're rocking with me and my picks in the description down below. But the old guard versus the new, and in my opinion, it's gonna be close, but I think the new guard is gonna win this fight. I am gonna lean towards Aljamain Sterling in this one. Why am I picking Aljamain Sterling in this fight? 3 years out of the octagon. Ring rust is real. And when those nerves hit and you're walking out in front of 20,000 people, 15 to 20,000 people at Prudential Center, New Jersey, or T-Mobile Arena, Las Vegas, or Etihad Arena in Abu Dhabi, like, the nerves will come. Especially when you're going to the cage to fight another man. Like, I know Henry Cejudo's experience, he's been doing this his whole life, but 3 years away from that cage and getting in and fighting, I think that's going to take its effect, and I can see it. I can see Aljamain getting an edge on that, and not to mention Aljamain has a great sparring partner to mimic Henry Cejudo and Merab Dvalishvili, who's, if Aljamain leaves this division, who's probably going to be the champion, let's be honest. So yeah, no, I think Aljamain's going to win this fight. It is going to be very close from bell to bell, but I have Aljamain Sterling beating Henry Cejudo on Saturday night, live from New Jersey. And that is that. Let me know who you guys are taking in the comments down below. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed. And who are you rocking with UFC 288? That's what I want to know. Leave a comment down below telling me about it, because I can't wait for this fight. I'm pretty excited. You should be pretty excited. It's the new guard versus the old guard. The GOAT versus maybe the future GOAT. And the main event. It's going to be a great night of fights on Saturday night. And I cannot wait for us and all involved to witness a piece of UFC history. And until next time, guys, thank you for watching as always. But until next time, take care and peace.